Previously on
Dungeons and Dragons. Our heroes made their way along the deck. However, they quickly encountered a rancid-smelling stink cloud. It was so bad that Allura began vomiting very loudly. The collapse of her vomit cheeks alerted several severed hands and feet that began attacking our heroes. Our heroes began to combat the limbs, but they were very loud, and so they woke up the sleeping pirates from below deck. Chad was admiring the ghost's fine clothes and was very jealous. Duke all of a sudden developed a fear for fate. Allura summoned her magical pizza bagel and began to beat the ghost to a second death with it. And Bulent made some shish kebabs. Our heroes somehow managed to dispatch all of their attackers. Our heroes were now certain that their crew had been brought aboard this ship. Our heroes began investigating the rooms of the ship. They first went into an armory that had one of every basic weapon in the game. They got Allura some new armor so that she can now physically move. In the storeroom next door, they also found a chest that contained a magic sword. This sword being the one thing Bulent didn't check for traps. Upon grabbing it immediately turned into a mimic. After much sword clashing, our heroes managed to persuade the sword mimic to let go of Bulent's arm by killing it. Having reached a dead end, our heroes went back out onto the deck and moved forward. Along the way, Bulent noticed some cages with skeletons inside hung along the outside of the ship. Our heroes then entered the room with the cages and found a woman trapped inside. She explained that she was taken from a village nearby and all the other prisoners had been taken below deck. She also asked for our heroes' help to be released. Bulent, having been certain that the cage should only have a skeleton, threw her a knife to prove that she is alive. She attempted to do as he asked, but Bulent sees all. He saw through her ruse and shot her. With her cover blown, the succubus removed her disguise and began to attack our heroes. Our heroes were feeling fairly confident because she was still trapped in the cage. And that was when an incubus suddenly entered the room. Bulent, wanting no part in this, hid outside. Meanwhile, Duke betrayed the party for true love and Incubus found themselves a new triangle player. Bulent leaned back into the room and scratched Chad and mortally wounded Duke both back to their senses. Being freed from their spells, our heroes managed to melt the succubus. Meanwhile, Incubus was attempting to seduce Allura. However, it had no effect due to the incubus probably being poor. From Allura's soul-shattering insult and Bulent's soul-shattering arrows, Incubus decided to break up and leave. With the battle over, our heroes spotted a new bed to take a rest on. Chad jumped onto the bed. He had learned nothing from Bulent grabbing the sword earlier as the quilt quickly wrapped around him and began to smother him. After being strangled and frozen half to death, Chad was finally set free, and now our heroes refuse to touch anything from now on. Maybe. We'll see. As their search of the ship continued, our heroes found the photo of the captain of the ship and also a compass which they did not have on their own ship. Inside the room, they also found a staircase that was gated off. One lockpick later and our heroes made their way below deck. They suddenly found themselves in a room with a large organ that was mysterious playing itself. I'm sure the organ definitely won't attack our heroes if they try to touch it.